before she became Twice's powerful main dancer. Momo was once a trainee sitting in the audience, believing her dream had already ended. She had been eliminated. The stage she worked so hard for felt out of reach, and her promise with Minna and Sana to debut together seemed to disappear. But Momo didn't stop. She returned to the practice room, stood in front of the mirror, and repeated every move again and again, even when her heart was heavy. She kept dancing not because she knew she would be chosen again, but because giving up was never part of who she was. Today, let's talk about the debut story of Twice's main dancer, Momo. Momo was born on November 9, 1996, in Kyoto, Kyoto, Japan. She has an older sister. As a child, Momo loved following her around, dancing and playing together. At the age of 3, she stepped into a dance academy in Osaka. From that moment on, dance became one of the most important parts of her life. In 2008, when she was just 12 years old, Momo appeared in the music video for YG singer Lexy's song Ma People. It was her first real connection to the Korean entertainment industry. Then in 2011, she and her sister participated in the audition program Superstar K. They didn't make it in the end, but instead of walking away from the stage, Momo became even more certain of her dream. She wanted to pursue dance not just as a hobby but as a career. Later, a scout from JYP Entertainment discovered a dance video of Momo and her sister on YouTube. Soon after, JYP contacted them and invited them to audition. In the end, only Momo passed. In 2012, she signed with JYP alongside Sana, left Japan, and moved to South Korea as a trainee. From that day on, she began a life far from home. A life filled with pressure, competition, and endless training. Every day was the same routine: dance practice, lessons, evaluations, and more practice. For someone so young, it was never easy. But Momo didn't back down. All she could do was practice, practice again, and then work a little harder than she did yesterday. In 2015, JYP launched the survival show 16. The goal of the show was to choose the members of a new girl group, Twice. At the time, the Japanese trainees Minna, Sana, and Momo all joined the program. Privately, the three of them made a small promise. One day, they wanted to debut together on the same stage. Throughout the show, Momo spent almost all her time practicing. Other members described her as the one who worked the hardest, and the one who returned to the dorm the latest. She wasn't the loudest person, she wasn't the type to constantly put herself forward. But once the music started, she proved her worth through dance. However, reality doesn't always follow our wishes. During a mid-season elimination, Momo became the third contestant to be eliminated. That night, she stood on stage, trying to hold back her emotions. But in the end, tears still fell. Minna and Sana, watching from below, couldn't hold back their tears either. They had promised to debut together. But in that moment, that dream seemed to come to an end. In later interviews, Momo shared that at the time, she thought about returning to Japan. She also considered trying her luck at another company. For many people, elimination would have been the end of the story. But for Momo, what truly changed her fate was what she chose to do next. The very next morning, she didn't lock herself away in her room. She didn't give up. Instead, she went back to the practice room as usual. She turned on the music, warmed up, and started practicing again as if nothing had changed. She told herself, even if I can't debut at JYP, I should still learn as much as I can while I'm here. For many people, elimination is the end. But for Momo, it simply became another reason to practice one more day. Then, in the final episode of 16, everything changed. JYP announced that, on top of the original lineup, he would be adding extra members to Twice. And then, he said the name, Momo. The already eliminated trainee, who had been sitting in the audience, was completely stunned. The members on stage were moved to tears. JYP's reason was simple. Twice needed a main dancer who could stabilize the group's performances. And Momo was someone the team couldn't do without. Just like that, the girl who had once been eliminated was added back as the 9th member of Twice. She stood once again at the starting line of debut. But before her official debut, Momo had to face another harsh challenge. She went through an almost extreme weight loss mission. The company told her that she had to lose 7 kilograms in 1 week in order to perform at the debut showcase. To reach that goal, she practically stopped eating for an entire week. She barely drank water. She survived on ice cubes, and on top of that, she forced herself to exercise. Looking back, Momo once said that during that time, whenever she lay down in bed, she was afraid she might not wake up the next morning. Even on the deadline day, she was still 0.1 kilograms over the target. She begged the company for 3 more days. Only then did she barely manage to reach the goal and secure her place on stage. On October 20, 2015, Twice released their first mini-album, The Story Begins. and officially debuted with the title track Like Wah. As JYP's first new girl group in 5 years, Twice carried huge expectations. With a strong debut song and constant promotions, the group quickly caught the public's attention. And at the center of the choreography stood Momo, the main dancer with sharp movements, strong control, and powerful stage presence. After that, Twice released hit songs one after another, such as Cheer Up, TT, Fancy, and I Can't Stop Me. Their style gradually evolved from cute and youthful to more powerful and mature concepts. And as the choreography became more complex, Momo's role as the main dancer became even more important. Her stable performances and incredible ability to pick up choreography quickly led many people to call her one of the best main dancers of her generation. Choreographer Leah Kim praised Momo as one of her most outstanding students. Legendary idols such as Girls' Generation's Hyun and Blackpink's Lisa, both known for their dancing, have also acknowledged Momo's skills on shows and in interviews. Of course, Momo is not without weaknesses. She has always been aware that, compared to dancing, singing is an area where she feels less confident. But instead of avoiding it, she chose to put in the time and effort to improve. For example, she recorded and edited a vocal cover as a birthday gift for fans. She also practiced repeatedly in the studio, trying to get every line right before showing it to the public. It may not be perfect, but it is real progress. On stage, Momo is the dancing machine with defined 11-line apps. Off stage, she is the slightly dorky, straightforward member who often makes everyone laugh. People who work with her describe her as sincere, polite, and caring. The members have said that she is one of the most generous people in the group, the member who often treats others and looks after them. And when she meets fans, she often greets them with a full 90-degree bow. In recent years, Momo has also stepped into the fashion world. She has appeared at Paris Fashion Week, become a Miu Miu brand ambassador, and continued to grow her personal Instagram into one of the most followed accounts among Japanese entertainers. At the same time, she has been active as part of the Japanese subunit Misamo with Minna and Sana. Through Misamo, she has shown a more mature image and performance style, proving that she is more than just an idol dancer. From an eliminated trainee, to being added back into the group as the main dancer, to standing on stages all around the world, Momo's journey may look like luck from the outside. But if you trace it back step by step, you will always find her in the same place, the practice room, staying until the very end. She may not have been the brightest star at the very beginning, but she was the one who never stopped moving forward. Alright, that's it for Momo's story for now. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. More interesting content is coming in the next video.